Yeah, hello wonderful people. It's yet another day, another episode na tunasema subscribe, like and share. So leo tunataka kuongelea hii story ya leaders, of course, that they have been there, and also the leaders that are also portraying like they are the change. And we want to start with the first guy in command. That is Bwana Kasongo. Yeah, on my overview, I feel like we should not give Kasongo another chance without delivering on what he promised. Because Kasongo promised a lot of things, and I'm going to mention them so that we also move in a more uniform manner.
A bit of factual.
Factual. Yeah, because a leader supposed to be elected according to how the manifesto actually he brings on board. Yeah. We're not supposed to elect somebody because we believe that where you are coming from a tribe, I just vote for you. That's not the case. Yeah. And Kasongo came
apparently Bwana Mashera. That is what has been happening.
Exactly. And one thing that I want to maybe clarify, Kasongo, when he came to power, he promised that in his tenure, he will ensure that everyone in Kenya has Wi-Fi. Yeah. You're getting it? He promised that he's going to ensure that the education sector is alive and kicking. Health sector will be unlike before. Agriculture will be improved. Okay? But none of these factors have become to pass. Education sector, as we are speaking, the data that was enrolled the other day, over 50 students are unable to enroll into the university, though they passed.
Over 50%.
50,000.
Over 50,000 students.
Yeah. So you can see how education sector actually is dying. Speaking from an experience, because we have interacted with this system, we know how difficult it is. Actually, the government is killing education day in, day out. And just the other day, HELB said that they have no any money to fund the learners. So you can see, actually the person promised he's going to rescue the institution, but actually he's killing it. When Uhuru was there, he actually ensured that, because when I was in high school, I remember the fee was reduced by 22,000. So if national school were paying 70,000, they were reduced to 54,000. I get it. That's what you call leadership. You deliver what you promise. But now Kasongo has actually accomplished zero. 99% of what he promised is yet to be accomplished. He's not working his manifesto. So why should we vote such a kind of an individual? Okay, it's ridiculous. It's absurd. Honestly speaking, it doesn't make sense. So to me, on my own take, Kasongo cannot deliver this country, and he will never liberate this country because he is in power. He has all the machinery, but he is yet to empower any Kenyan, any common Kenyan, any kijana bodaboda, mama mboga. In fact, they're the ones who are suffering. Tumeona bei ya mafuta kipanda day in, day out. Okay?
Without even
explanation. So, Jayson, can you give your overview on how you feel? Should we give Kasongo another chance, or what you feel about it?
Okay. Every Kenyan, I don't feel it is a good idea to give him another chance. By the way, if you don't deliver what you promised, that's not being a gentleman. You should be a gentleman. And I remember it was in 2023 where he promised us that we will be buying a gas. This is a gas cylinder at
for 500,
300.
500 to 300.
I think I can put that clip there.
Yeah.
Tutaweka pesa ya serikali kupunguza gharama ya mtungi ya gas. Ile ya kilo 6 mnanunua 2,500, 2,800, tutaishukisha chini mpaka shilingi 500 ama 300. Na vile vile Tunaelewana? Kuanzia nirudie hapo? Mnasema nirudie hapo? Nirudie? Wacha nirudie. Nimesema hivi kwa sababu tunataka kina mama wengi. Mimi nimesema hivi, kwa wale watu 70% ya Kenya wanatumia kuni na makaa, 99% ni kina mama. Si ni kweli? Na ili tupunguze gharama ya gas, tumesema tunaondoa ushuru. Namba 2, ile mtungi mnanunua kuanzia mwezi wa 6, hiyo mtungi itatoka shilingi 2,800 mpaka shilingi 500 ama 300.
Also, when the Kenyans were now demanding that that you would not deliver that one, maybe it was, he said, in 3 months' time. Then in 3 months' time we were to question why is it not being there, and he came and said, I had not promised the real gas cylinder, it was just the cylinder itself, without gas.
Without the gas.
So I was wondering, how can it happen that way?
So those are lies.
But has the gas cylinder itself even lowered that price?
It may be in another country, but in Kenya, the gas is at its highest price.
Also, it depends where you buy. If you buy it in this Kenya that we all know, it is not true.
And we only have one Kenya at that
We have
moment.
one Kenya, so
And that's that thing about education. The real thing he's doing. He's been on a chase by the Gen Zs. Many Gen Zs from the regime of Kibaki. Kibaki brought free primary education. Uhuru's tried. I cannot say Uhuru. He's our president. I adore him.
But at least there was something tangible that we can actually
Uhuru Kenyatta
do something on.
He did something. He reduced the fee prices in high school education. He made people go to campus with reduced fees. And you are able, these Gen Zs, many Gen Zs are educated. What Kasongo is trying to do is that he's trying to destabilize these Gen Zs. He's trying to make them not that educated, so that when he puts a bill, nobody will be able to know what is that. We won't be able to question. Many Gen Zs who've been on X or maybe the X space, those Gen Zs
they've been exposed.
They've been exposed. They are very familiar with technology, and that is a product of education. What he's trying to do is that he's trying to minimize those people that are educated. So he just wants those that are able to afford them. People who are able to afford, they won't question him because they are able to afford what he puts there. So that's those that can go to Mandamano, the real Gen Zs who are there, who do not have jobs, they don't go to university, they stay at home. But that's not what is what is good to a nation, because a good nation prioritizes education. Education becomes a priority. If you want to go ahead, we should embrace education, because education is the key, not just a key to
success. There's so many things out of it.
There's so many things out of it.
Yeah.
Even if you don't get a job by education, but education can make you maybe acquire something tangible in your life. Yeah, that's my overview. I don't know what Abraham you have to say about that.
On the whole idea about leadership, my friends, we have been part of this government since we are all citizens of this country, and I do believe that we had enjoyed a part of this government.
And Kibaki also part of it.
Though we were young,
Yeah.
but we have memories.
Yes,
See, we have
very
memories.
true.
We have memories about where the country has come, so we know a little bit about what we are talking about.
Yeah.
And the idea of the older generation saying that the younger generation doesn't know, doesn't understand, or don't have a cause. We have a cause. I'm here to tell you guys we have a cause as a young generation, and our cause is to have a government that is governed and ruled by a Bill of Rights a rule of law that protects each and every individual, and nobody should be above the law. To come back to the idea of politics and leadership and governance of this country, we went to the ballot in 2022. We had a lot of aspiration. We had a lot of hope in electing whoever we wanted to elect. And if we are being frank and open to each other, we all know the caliber of a man we placed at the helm. We know his history. Even if we don't really know his history, but we know his history. We know the kind of a caliber of a man who we elected. Now, sometimes I wonder, what were we expecting?
I think by now, we are now getting the real picture. People ignore the red flags. Yeah. After he promised heaven on earth, many people fall for it because also this guy worked on sympathy votes, where he said Uhuru was a very bad person, Raila was a bad person, the handshake thing. He actually fooled Kenyans to be even elected. Remember, he won with a very small margin of 200,000 votes. Okay, so it was a very slight margin. But anyway, he fooled Kenyans, where he said that since he came from a poor background, where he was selling, he was doing poultry farming, and then he raised into becoming a deputy president of this country, and then now he's a president. And people actually believe that this guy knows what the common mwananchi feels, so he'll actually be able to deliver. But actually, that was not true. So this guy fooled us because historically, this guy has had all manners of corrupt cases. He has been grabbing land, life, right, and center. So I think Kenyans have now learned the real person of this individual. And those people that are always claiming that Kasongo is a very wise, is a genius, we have come to realize that actually that is not true. He's not genius as the people thought. Yeah.
So to add on that, Ruto came, took us to, I think, was it in Bomas where he gave out his manifesto?
Yeah, Bomas of Kenya.
Gave us his manifesto, a very beautiful document. And of course, if something is beautiful, something is big, it's beautiful. If a document has been written in the right sense, with the right feelings of what the common mwananchi is feeling, of course it is a good document. I cannot say a document is not good when it is good.
Yes.
Okay? Mashera, you go to a village, to a village market, you find tomatoes. One which is a bit rotten and another one which is not rotten. What do you want at the end of the day? You want tomatoes to go and cook.
Yeah.
But you want a good tomato. And someone is there selling a good tomato and another person is selling a bad tomato. You hold on to the good tomato, you hold on to the bad tomato, and you come up with a conclusion that this good tomato that you have without any blemish or rather not rotten is the one that you will pick. So we went to ballot. Ruto gave his manifesto. We all, if not all, those who were concerned, because I was concerned, we all read through the manifesto and we were like, Ruto, of course Ruto has got something.
This is the guy that will deliver the country.
This is the guy that will deliver the country.
country.
All to us. So the guy was selling us an utopia. He was selling us a world that does not exist.
An illusion.
He was selling us an illusion. A false. And it's pity for such a man of such an age to take people for granted. To take people's votes for granted. He came into power. He came into power. He was given the sword. He was given the rule of law. He was given the constitution to follow and to abide. He was given each and every support. But look at what has happened 2 years. This is 2 years down the line.
This is the third year.
The third year down the line.
Yeah.
We are suffering. Sometimes I even wonder, where are we heading as a nation? A nation which has come to a point whereby you can be abducted anytime, anywhere, and nobody is going to give a shit about it. Even be bothered. We will go out, shout, and shout until they feel like what we wanted from this guy, we already got it. Now we can give them back to the society.
That's the Kenya we are in.
A Kenya, a country that you are not free to speak. Where are we? I mean, we have been taken back. You know, what pains me so much is the fact that we are living in the past.
Yeah, that's what you want.
That is what is happening in the year 2024 and the year 2025. Courtesy of who? Courtesy of who?
Kasongo.
Courtesy of Kasongo. And we are tired. I don't know. Sometimes I even wonder when people talks about terms. We should not be talking about terms again.
Because there is one term and two term.
In short, I think I and my generation, we do not, and we do not want to be associated, and we do not recognize Kasongo as the president of this Republic of Kenya. Because somebody who calls himself a president is somebody who consciously cares about his people. Kasongo doesn't consciously care about his people. Kasongo doesn't materially care about his people. Kasongo doesn't reason with his people. Kasongo is using power to control the people of the Republic of Kenya.
So another way, he's misusing the office of the president.
He's misusing the office of the president. And somebody who's misusing the office of the president, I don't think even he should be given he should not be given any kind of seat.
He should be preached. The problem is actually we are having an incompetent parliament.
Yeah.
If we were having actually a parliament that is working, Kasongo would have been impeached long time ago. But we are also having a functioning, an unfunctioning parliament. That's so sad.
That's why the other day we say that Gen Zs should flood the parliament. The Gen Zs should be the one who should be elected on the seats of the MPs, because those Gen Zs you cannot manipulate them.
Yeah, they cannot be compromised.
They cannot be compromised. You know what Kasongo is trying to do? I talk about that education. You know, in the year 2022, what he tried to do is that he tried to bring, he read the minds of people. He know that when I go to Mama Mboga, this is the weakness she has.
Yeah.
And when I promise to give
them hope.
That's
hope.
Giving somebody hope.
Give them hope.
Just like going somewhere where there's no water and give people hope that I'll bring water,
Yeah.
That thing.
And another thing that I want to bring into attention, there is this thing where whenever Kasongo's psychopath are asked, what has Kasongo achieved? They will have a silly excuse that look at the maize flour. Look at the maize flour. At what price? When Kasongo came in, the maize flour was at 200, but now look at the price. But now, how we should we be actually comparing?
Is unga really
a manifesto?
Is unga really a manifesto? That's the most ridiculous people. I mean, how do you say unga?
Unga is
it's something tangible that you can go and brag about you bringing change to the country.
This is what I talk about hope. Most people he goes to at the Mama Bogas, the people who do not understand the other things in the country. They don't understand the basic thing about which is the unga. That
in short, the people who brought Ruto to parliament are illiterates.
That's what he was trying to do. He's trying to create an illiterate nation so that we do not understand much about what happens in a nation. So that when he gives you hope, you just go and vote.
You just buy the hope.
You just buy the hope.
Just buy things.
Because the other day, I think the maize, the fertilizers were flooded with ballast or stones. Yeah.
Actually, the agriculture sector, which has been crippled, farmers were sold actually sand
as fertilizer.
And they bought, because one was going at 3,000 per bag.
It was one of his manifestos when he said that he will reduce the price of these fertilizers from, it was
5,000
to something.
Yeah.
It reaches at a point where maybe you want to continue that price, but there's no fertilizers. Now you flood in some sand or some stones.
And again, remember, we heard that Russia had actually donated something related to fertilizer.
Mr. Mashera and Mr. Jayson, you have to correct me if I'm wrong, but have you ever seen a donation bag of fertilizer at your home?
Actually, I've never seen, though I come in an area where agriculture is taken
Flourishes.
seriously, actually. So
And it's the backbone
it's the
of the
backbone
community.
of the community. But actually, we have never seen that. The only thing that we saw was that farmers were being sold sand.
So what happened? What happened with that? I heard that. What happened about that fertilizer from Russia? I don't know, even from Ukraine, it was taken and given to a company owned by Devki. Owned by Devki, a very close friend of who?
Kasongo.
A very, very close friend of Kasongo. And that fertilizer was then repackaged and sold to Kenyans. What country is this?
So sad, so sad.
What country is this?
So sad, so sad.
What country is this?
So sad, so sad. Somebody is calling. Who is this now? Sintakata tu.
Okay.
So, that reasoning that manner, actually, Kasongo does not deserve any two-term. That guy should be impeached once and for all.
Even this one term is so long for him.
If one term is too long,
It's very long
too
for
far.
him.
2027 is too far.
I think if it's a legacy he wanted to create of him being a part of the parliament, or rather being a president of the Republic of Kenya, of course he has already earned it.
Yeah.
He is a president. So in his book of records, or rather in the autobiography that will be written about him, or the whatever biography about him, of course
He is there.
he would have been a president, and that is it. If that is what he wanted, well and good, because that is not a man who can bring change to this country.
Yeah.
That is what I'm saying.
Gasongo does not stand for any transformation. That is, we can all agree on that.
He cannot.
Okay. Second, on the topic today, or rather discussing, there is this man from the mountain, Gachagua. He went and came up with his party, DCP party, which is Skiza wa Kenya, something of the sort. And as we're speaking, he's in diaspora. He went in USA, and he even opened an office for his party. So DCP is internationally currently the first party
That's
to actually
ridiculous.
having an office.
That's
So
ridiculous.
what do you feel about Gachagua
That's ridiculous.
and the party itself? Let's start with you, Mr. Jayson, so that you can.
You know, I
give
have never been.
I will give my own overview of that.
I've never been
The mic.
a fan of him. You know, he's a good person.
Yeah. How good is he? How good is he?
According to, you know, maybe sometimes people say he speaks the truth,
Yeah.
but you know, taking us back to when he was the deputy president, I can say that, you know, we gave him his chance, and he did not perform when he was there. He did not speak anything when he was there. So he came out, then he started speaking about, you know, saying, you know, I say the truth, say this, but he was there. But he was the one promoting that thing called tribalism, I think. What he was talking about, is it nepotism, tribalism?
Nepotism, tribalism. Well, nepotism is all about family,
Yeah.
and then tribalism is all about your tribe.
Yeah. You know, he was there. I cannot say that he's a good man or he's a bad man, but he was there.
And there's
He
nothing.
was the one who was with Kasongo with those manifestos. He'd been a deputy president for half a term. You know, if anything that could happen,
He's also part of
he
it.
was also part of it.
Part of the party.
No,
He is
he-
part of it.
All the votes, maybe the votes from Mount Kenya, many votes that added to Kasongo's winning presidency, is the one who brought many of them. So I cannot say that he's a bad person. You know, he may also become made to sympathy, as Kasongo did when he was to Uhuru. So I don't want to be associated with him. What I want is, I want maybe tangible evidence to what he has done very good in this Kenya, but I cannot see.
You can't point out.
I cannot point out anything and say.
So if he's in the ballot 2027, will you vote for him?
I will not vote for him, because if I vote for him, I've said I don't like him, I don't adore him. So meaning that I'll just do this. I will do the sympathy votes. I don't want to do it. As you know, Kasongo also, we did also to him.
That was
the
a
same way.
sympathy.
It was a kind of sympathy.
So I don't want to do the sympathy. Just want somebody who comes with manifestos and he challenges my expectation. Say that, you know, this thing, I take it critically and see whether it is possible, whether it is critical, creative.
And actually, we should not even be looking at the past of that person.
Yeah.
The past, the future, the past record of that person. Has this person actually been involved in stealing of public resources, grabbing land, criminal cases? Actually, that should also be a lead. What about
By
you,
the
Mr.
way,
Abraham?
well, a minute. By the way, I always associate Gachagua with Ruto because the things I think he has taken Ruto as his idol. So many of the things he speaks, you can take it in the accent of Kasongo himself. One of the things I think he has settled with Kasongo very much, so that when we retire, when we make a mistake and make returning there, it will be a mess because
So,
he knows.
Actually, what you're trying to mean is that Gachagua and Ruto actually are in the same WhatsApp group.
At the same WhatsApp group.
Good.
No, they know the same things. They have been in the government for the same
Thing. So those people that actually think that Gachagua will change the country, you are now proving that that is all.
I don't think so.
Thank you.
So, on the matter of Gachagua, we all were there, even if we didn't vote, but we all were there. We saw Gachagua working hand in hand with Ruto. They came, they asked for votes, they were given votes, they were given the government, and they were to work together. But now something happened along the way, and they are now not together. You see, I'm very skeptical about a man who is mouthy. There is something about a man who is mouthy, and a man who is mouthy is not a very good man. So the idea of Gachagua being so bitter to the extent of, bashing and talking bad about his core political ally, who they worked together, they asked for votes together, and they were given when they were the two of them. So I think the idea of Gachagua being a leader, I don't think he's matured enough in matters politics and governance.
I don't think so.
I don't think if he's capable of, holding in all that leadership requires. One of the values of a leader, I think, it's someone who is confidential. You need to be confidential. So, and I think Gachagua is not an exemplifier of someone who's confidential. Gachagua is somebody who will just yap around things without even considering to be factual. Of course, we are all humans, we all have our own weaknesses, but I think the weaknesses that are associated with Gachagua are too much. They are too much. You can't get out of the government just the other day, and then the other day again you come up with a political party. You see, that shows how much inconsistent. And I believe when you accept to be part of a certain party, you have to take
Political party. I think according to registration,
you kind of get sworn in.
there is not something of that nature.
There's nothing of that nature.
In terms of political registration, political party.
But
that
what
is just a
about
party.
being part of a party? I believe it comes with its own rules and regulations.
Yeah.
It comes with its own how we are going to work together.
Yeah.
It comes with its own kind of what is it?
Contract signing.
Yeah, contract signing and whatever. You agree to certain norms and certain agendas, certain kind of cultures. Each and every. I think the same way. ODM is culturized by what? An orange, right? UDA was culturized with a wheelbarrow. So I think there is a culture in something, and the idea of Gachagua jumping from one party to another, now creating another party, going to an extent of even creating a party's office in the youth. I mean, that is ridiculous. Who does that? Who does that? Who when you talk about taking a political party an office abroad, I mean,
to you that is not a good move.
It's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. I mean, you're going to give people job abroad, while the citizens of this republic will even work in that office as
Cleaners.
Now you have not even catered for the joblessness in this country. You have gone to create another job in another country. So the funds that are supposed to help the common Kenyan are going to help people living abroad. That's ridiculous. You know, you can't be sane doing such a thing. And I think that is I've never had any political party having an office outside the country. That ceases to be a political party of this country.
Miles away.
It ceases to be a political party of this country. Okay, it is a step. Of course, you don't know what his aim at the end of it all, but for me it's ridiculous. Opening an office abroad. Who does that? I mean, if that is the case, then I think the USA could have
the political party in Kenya too.
We have how many parties are there in USA? We have two.
We have the Republican and the Democrat.
So yeah, we could be having a Republican mini office here. Of course, America is quite much of a superpower kind of country that cannot do anything. There's nothing that they cannot do. So probably they could even have their own political party offices here, but they don't. Okay, what is that so much significant and important about this party? Maybe I'm wrong. I need to be you know.
To me, according to...
You need to explain it to me so that I can understand.
According to my view on Gachagua, because actually Gachagua, I've studied for him for quite some time. He's not that smart, okay? Though I was against on his impeachment, because his impeachment it didn't convince me on the tribal basis, because if actually Gachagua is a tribal, then Kasongo should also have impeached, because Kasongo is also tribal. Because they're both tribal. Okay?
They say birds of the same feather
flock together. So if it has reached that mode of impeachment, I was saying let them go both. Let us impeach the both men, because if you're actually judging this person, he has stolen, then there's somebody who has also done the same thing. Then you're just walking scot free. It's unfair, actually.
And as you know, in Kenya there's no impeachment. In Kenya is just the number one impeaching the others. You know, there's no impeachment, the real impeachment, that the MP will now feel that you are not capable of doing something until impeach you. There's no that. Just power from
orders from above.
From above.
Orders from above.
The head of the family, the head of the country just approves your impeachment.
If he feels like you are not able to work with him, then that's the end of you.
That's why you say there are not any competent MPs in Kenya.
Okay, so guys, to just conclude on this, the story of the day, who do you think suits to take the role of the president and deliver and liberate this country, empower the subject, empower the youths, empower the women, empower the men, empower children, make sure that hospitals are built, hospitals are equipped with medicine, education is financed, and all the good things are delivered. Because we have other countries like Burkina Faso setting an example where farmers are empowered and they are feeding the government. And there's so many countries that we can go. Who do you feel? Because we have so many candidates coming in, but what do you feel about it? Who do you feel will deliver?
I don't want to feel it right now because I've not seen I've not seen those manifestos from anyone. We cannot go with like ability.
Maraga was also on board. Matiang'i was also on board. Kalonzo was also on board.
So I won't say it right now. But what I wish is that I wish this country has a president who is I can say he's a dictator, but a dictator with the goodwill. A dictator with the goodwill. Not able Burkina Faso president is a dictator. He sets a standard. He says this is what is going to happen. But the goodwill, he has a goodwill for that country. No, he's a dictator. He said that you cannot earn this amount of money. You are just an MCM. He's a teacher. Yeah. But he has a goodwill. He's dictating that, but he has a goodwill. That's where we need to be for this country to emerge from somewhere. But I won't say who I might be able to. I am able to see right now because I mean go with like ability around that.
What about you, Abraham?
On the matter of who should take the seat or the head, I think it is very hard, and I don't think so far we have someone who is that much capable, because we don't want to be lied on. You see, we come from a point of being lied to. We don't want to be lied again. You know what Maraga, what Gashagwa, what Matiang'i, what Kalonzo, what they are all saying is what we have always said.
Yeah.
It is just the same thing of bashing one government and telling us that if you get this government out of office and give us this seat, we will do the work. Okay, and actually, I don't think we can even mention about the old guy.
Baba Four.
I think Baba, the old guy. I think the old guy should be given a bucket of milk and just relax at home.
Because he was calling what you call intergeneration dialogue.
Yeah.
And what do you think about the what do you call it? Intergeneration
Government.
dialogue.
Dialogue.
Yeah.
You know, the first thing them say, you know, I'm calling him them say because the years are not with us.
Yeah.
You know, he might not be able to process some things very well because the age. You age also, you age everywhere, you age the mind. And I don't think he's able to have that energy to channel into his mind so that he works, his mind works very well. Baba Fua. Is that Baba Fua?
I even heard that for the first time. I don't know if Baba Fua.
I normally refer for him as Baba Fua because how it's been about how he actually you know aliruka Gen Z.
That's so funny.
No, he's not a Gen Z. No, he's not able to process information as Gen Z. You know, he cannot understand that.
Yeah, he cannot understand
If he listen to us, he will listen to us with a lot of what can I say?
Too judgment, ignorance and
Yeah.
being too judgy and whatever, and saying that whatever we want is like we think we're so special. Of course we're not so special, and of course we are so special.
Yeah.
Okay. So in that matter, we are saying there is no intergeneration dialogue.
There's nothing like
Okay, what are we going to discuss? That is the point. Okay, it's an intergenerational dialogue. What are you bringing on the table? What do you want us to discuss? What really do you want us that we have not tried to talk to you and you're not understanding? So what makes you think that if we have that dialogue, you'll understand? If you have not been understanding, you know, these guys are behaving like the other poor guy in the Bible. There is a guy in the Bible, when he died, was with Lazarus, and they treated Lazarus very bad. The rich man, when he died, when he went to heaven, he looked down and saw his people doing bad things, and he asked God, if you just allow and send someone to go and talk something to them so that they can know how really it is here in heaven, those people that will go to the other side will be suffering so much because he was on that side and he was burning and he needed a little drop of water. And God said that between us and you there's a very big gap that you cannot jump from this side to another. Now, what is that we have not been talking? That they think that if we now have a dialogue, they will understand. What is that?
That's it.
What is that they want to understand in a dialogue that they cannot understand when I'm recording a video like this one?
So in short, you're saying that this is another conmanship.
That's another conmanship.
The Gen Zs have been dying while expressing their feelings.
That's another conmanship.
You don't have to meet me so that I can tell you what I want. But we've been going to Matamano, we've been expressing ourselves. There's nothing that we can speak that we've not been speaking.
There's nothing new on the table.
There's nothing new.
And of course, there's nothing new they bring on the table. Of course, they never bring anything. Actually, I think that table is empty.
It's empty. All people that actually...
There's nothing on that table. The table doesn't have anything. There's nothing on the table. There's nothing to hold on that table.
So actually, what people are just aiming at, because I also saw the Gachako man saying, or urging youths to cease from protesting. I feel like they're just creating a room to get positions. Just like when Gen Z demonstrated the other day, Baba Fua and his so-called specialist experts were called and were given positions. Okay, so this is yet another commonship, and it's good. I'm happy that so many Kenyans are now able to see through the lines that this actually is another commonship. So this has been episode 12. Sema, subscribe, like, and share. Let's meet in another episode.
Every day you come around, talk with us, and listen to a little bit of what we have to say about our views and our particular understanding of politics and governorship. And every day it's a day we learn, and we are ready to always share. And also you feel like you should share, like, subscribe, share to your friends, family, so that we kind of motivate people and spread this message as far as it can go.
Exactly.
Okay, stay tuned.
Ciao.
Yeah.